cliffs coming, as I explained on my Substack a few days ago. So it's not just one cliff, but there's several, and we haven't hit them yet, but they're coming. And people keep thinking, wow, we're about to go off these cliffs. This will surely bring an end to the war. Well, the problem here is that this is just not the case, because that cliff does not equate to strategic victory for President Trump. And that's the fundamental problem. He needs a victory. Otherwise, he's just likely to let it keep going and even over the cliff.
Professor, I want to go back to a tweet that you sent a couple of days ago. You've just hit on it. I'm just going to read this out for our audience here. It says, within 10 days, parts of the global economy will start running short of critical goods. After 30 years studying economic sanctions and blockades, I don't say this lightly, not just higher prices, shortages, markets are not ready for this. So I think you hinted at that when you talked about these cliffs that we're going to go on. Can you expand upon that? Let our audience know a little bit more.
Yeah, so what I do that is different, and not just react, but I try to give frameworks. And by the way, I teach frameworks for 30 years. That's what I'm teaching for the U.S. Air Force. I'm not teaching how to put a bomb on a target. I'm teaching how military force interacts with politics in frameworks. And that's what's been so useful here for policymakers, students, and now I hope the world. So the bottom line here is that when you study blockades, and these are economic blockades, often in war, and I've studied them for 30 years as part of my economic sanctions work, my air power work, which also looks at the naval blockades, you see a clear framework, which is in the early weeks of a blockade, what you end up with is disruption of goods that go in, which increase the price of the good inside of the entity that's being blockaded. In this case, the world is being blockaded. So, but it increases the price, and the reason is because there's stuff left in that